What's up, everybody? Welcome to Crossplay, our video game podcast here at the Whatnauts. It is Saturday, June 5th, 2021, and this is episode 74. Coming up on today's show, Herman Hulst has spilled the beans, my friends. Far Cry 6 is political, who would have thought? And Marvel XCOM, whoa, am I right? But we'll get off to that.
Indeed.
I know, right? We'll get to all that later, my friends. We got a nice episode coming for you guys. My name is Gino Viteri, and I am joined by Kyle Springer. What's up, Kyle?
Howdy. We just did our E3 predictions.
We sure did. And
it was good. It was fun.
A lot of exciting stuff coming from E3. Ignacio Rojas.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. This is the first thing we're...
Yeah, Kyle's crazy. Don't listen to that guy.
Yeah.
Don't listen to that guy. What a freaking
he
weird...
woke up wrong today.
And that is Alan. That is Alan Busby. What's up, Alan?
Keep bringing the E3 announcements.
Keep bringing it coming.
Keep bringing it coming.
A very original thing that I've only said once.
Keep bringing it coming. Let's go to Olive Garden. The breadsticks.
Keep bringing them
coming. Keep bringing them coming. Endless breadsticks. Am I right? Oh my god. Okay.
I have no idea what we're talking about. Go check out our E3 predictions.
So yeah, so we just did E3 predictions. I guess if people didn't listen to that, we could talk more in depth a little bit now about what we are genuinely excited for. Alan, you were being a little bit of a downer at the end of the episode.
I know.
You were saying that. So we already know.
Like E3.
Yeah. So we already know that.
We know that like Christmas.
We know that Ignacio doesn't like Summer Games Fest. So, and you're saying that you don't like E3 apparently.
No.
So what's going on here? Let's clear the air. What are you genuinely excited for that weekend?
Honestly, I am excited for E3. It's just I don't buy every game anymore, so it just feels like it announces so many things that I just I'm not gonna buy. So I just feel like I can't get excited over everything.
Welcome to the rest of us. No one else buys all of the games.
No, I know, but like because I don't buy every game, I just have a hard time getting excited about every game that's announced. Where it's just like yeah. I'm genuinely excited. I said it in the E3 prediction one when we got the hype moment. Like I really want to see Bayonetta 3. Like I don't even care if we don't get a release date. I just want to just see it. I want to just see my homegirl. I want to see best girl Bayo kick some ass, man.
What's her name?
You want to tell her? Bayonetta.
That's her name, Bayonetta?
No.
What's her name?
Cereza.
She's Irish.
Cereza.
She's Irish. Bayonetta.
So she has no name?
Cereza, Gino.
Cereza? That's a cool name. Why don't they name the game that?
That's from the Wu-Tang.
Reasons, Gino. Play Bayonetta. Sam, tell Gino to play Bayonetta.
Cereza. That's a nice name.
They're Rayquaza.
No.
They're Rayquaza.
It's a Pokemon.
You only talk about Digimon, Ignacio. Don't talk about Pokemon.
Ah, yeah, the famous Digimon Rayquaza. Yes. How could I forget?
Digimon Survive, Ignacio. We can see it or what? What do you think?
I for sure hope that we see Digimon Survive. We haven't seen anything about it. I don't remember if we saw anything last year even. Last year they kept saying that it was gonna come out last year, but of course that never happened. And since then, we haven't seen anything or heard anything about it. They've been pretty quiet about it. So I don't know. I hope. Alan, I do hope that they show Digimon Survive. I would like it to come out this year, but I'm not gonna fool myself and say that it will. But
so as I was watching you talk, Ignacio, I wanted to hit the brakes on video games, and I wanted to bring up your growing beard that you have there. For video, audio listeners, Ignacio's growing a beard.
That 5 o'clock shadow.
Which he hasn't had one for a while. I think the first time I saw you, Ignacio, you had a beard. And then the next podcast that we did, you were completely bald. And I was like, whoa, dude, what a...
because...
Yes. How are you going to tell me what I remember? How are you going to
tell you how I remember? Because
Gino, you don't
haven't had a beard since March 2020.
Uh-huh.
Because of the pandemic, I decided to just shave it up. Because
for my birthday. That was my birthday.
Mask wearing and
Yeah.
So
how big, how poofy you're gonna grow his beard? You're gonna grow a real thick one, or what do you think? You're just gonna leave it trim like that?
No, this is just a week of growth.
No way, dude. That's crazy. That's crazy. We're Hispanic, Ignacio. We don't grow beards like that. That's crazy. How you doing this? What do you got in you? What do you got in you?
My only problem is that my mustache barely grows at all.
Yeah.
So
did Ignacio just flip you off too?
Yeah, you did with your middle finger.
Yeah. But yeah, this is mostly a week old, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
So yeah.
Well, do you know how long did it take you to grow that luscious hair you got going on?
I don't know how long it takes to grow this, but I trim it and it just looks like, I guess, cleaner, because when I let it grow, it gets really patchy for some I don't know. I just don't grow hair on my face. And then this doesn't connect here. And then I always have a random middle part that just doesn't grow hair here. I don't know what it is about my mustache.
I shave, so like I have like nothings. I shaved like yesterday or the day before. I get that same thing. I have nothing in the middle.
It's so weird. What is this called? This middle part called? What is it? There's a name
I have
for
no
it.
idea.
The reverse Hitler.
Yeah. So
this is the Adam's apple.
this side does connect. I don't know, for whatever reason. There's like this much that doesn't connect.
Interesting.
But yeah, I want to grow it. Like, if you can see my picture here,
Oh no!
Why'd your camera cut out?
Also,
you want to see our picture?
Also,
I know he's showing us his profile picture.
Yeah,
he wants it like that again. Okay.
Ah, damn
it. Now it's not gonna come back. God, Ignacio, why would you do this?
Kyle literally is teleporting around when Ignacio turns his camera off. Kyle teleports around.
What about you, Kyle? This is how far your beard goes, or
I keep it at the scruff that I have right now is usually what I keep it at. I've had it longer. It doesn't look great. I don't really get the like sides. I get like I get the like sideburns and then underneath and stuff, but the like sides don't really come in like I want them to. But then I have the full like goatee thing.
Yeah.
All right.
So I get the sides here, and you see how like I have it there. That gives my head a shape. If I shave all this, I'm straight. I'm a paper. You know what I mean? Like, and there's no chin, no neck, nothing, and I look so weird. I look like such an alien. So that's why I like to have my beard there.
All right.
But video games, am I right? E3?
When will we see beard growing simulator? Is that a thing?
I do not think it will take. It would. We will have to.
You don't think it'll come out this year?
What would the trophies even look like for Beard Simulator, right? What would
delayed.
What would the achievements
what was
be?
The one? They recently popped out another one of those simulator games. I cannot remember.
Yeah, it's like
what it
Power
was.
Wash.
It's like Truck Simulator, like 22 or something.
Power Wash. Power Wash Simulator.
They announced 2 Point Campus.
Power Wash.
Like the 2 Point Hospital people, I think.
No, but it was kind of like one of those
Campus.
like house building simulator or janitor simulator. Or
You're not talking about Power Wash, Ignacio?
Which one's Power Wash?
Power Wash Simulator.
It could have like washing.
That's the one. Yes, that's the one we're talking about.
It could have been that. Yeah.
Very popular game, actually. Very satisfying.
It was something weird, but Gino, going back to your question that you asked Alan and not no one else. I am super excited for E3. E3 is really one of the most exciting times of year for me. For many, many years, I still remember being in high school, and because this time would be not summer, winter time, but it would be winter break for me at this time back in school. So I do fondly look back to those moments where I'm on vacation. I'm gonna spend this whole week watching E3 content, and E3 is one of my favorite moments of the year. And I was sad that it didn't happen last year, and I'm glad that it's coming back. I do not want it to go away.
Yeah, it's a very exciting time of the year, definitely. I hope that it doesn't leave and it comes back in person in some respect, so that eventually, we can go to it, because I do want to experience that sort of content.
Yeah, me too.
I definitely want to experience that at one point in my life, and it's sad last year because and it made me feel like I would never will. But the fact that they're still, they're trying to change gears and make it a little bit different this year means that I feel like they plan on sticking around. So
Yeah.
So let's hope they do. Yeah. All right then. So what should we do, guys? Should we get into what we've been playing? What do you guys think? Should we talk about that or what? Because I know Alan wants to bring up Biomutant.
I do.
But I haven't really played much of anything else.
I mean, I don't have to talk about Biomutant if you don't really want to. I mean, I can always.
You could.
I can always make a video on it.
You know what? You could just read your tweet. Just read your tweet to us.
No, that's not enough. I didn't want to make the longest tweet ever,
Guys,
even though I still made the longest tweet.
Alan, play the jingle.
Yeah.
The jingle.
I'll play it.
Okay.
Alan, Biomutant. How was it, huh?
So I want to start this story off by I got frustrated enough in Biomutant that I didn't save my game from playing for 40 minutes. I closed the game.
Time investment.
I closed the game. I clicked eject disk, and while I was ejecting the disk, I deleted the app.
Whoa, dude.
You're gonna platinuming it, right?
I don't think so.
No, he's not.
I don't think so. I think it's probably going to be the first game in my tweet that I said, first
keep
game
bringing it coming no more.
of 2021 that I will not finish.
That's so interesting, though, Alan. I have never been that upset with a game where I ejected the disc, and while it's ejecting, delete the game off the PlayStation. That's incredible.
You see, so as we know, and we've heard Gino talk before.
Not even the Witness did that.
Well, I know that's the shocking part. Witness didn't even drive me this far away. Although I did delete, although I will admit that I did delete the Witness save data off my cloud storage, so I could never get it back.
Wow.
So, so to mention this as well, Biomutant being an open world action game, I love my action games. And that's my bread and butter. That's my that's my baby right there. And I want to shout out Scarlet Nexus has a demo out, and I played it thanks to DJ Slumdog on Twitter, who let me know that demo's out, and that demo's fucking straight fire.
I forget about
it. Is this demo timed?
No, it is not.
So I can download it right now.
Yes, you can. Now, shout out to Scarlet Nexus, but also, damn, Scarlet Nexus's combat feels so good and is so well designed and put together that I went to Biomutant the next day, and man, Biomutant felt like fucking shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, Biomutant. So, Gino, you already talked about it last week, so I'm not, I was going to, more combat, story, whatever. The dialogue, I couldn't tell you what's happening to Biomutant to save my life, because I didn't pay attention at all. One big issue that I noticed immediately while playing Biomutant in the combat is nothing feels like it has any weight to it. None of your attacks feel like they really do a whole lot. There's the Clock Fist, which is an old world gadget, which is a strong weapon versus your starting one. So you would think this way stronger weapon would actually feel powerful to kind of beat up enemies with, and it doesn't. You hit.
I want to interrupt you. Let me interrupt you.
Yes, go. Yeah.
Last week I said feels weak, but you're not really weak because you're underleveled, but it just feels weak. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now you know what I mean by playing it, because what you're saying.
You're right that the weapon feels weak, but I don't even mean in just the damage or anything else. It doesn't.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't feel satisfying to hit anything, because it doesn't really feel like you can play Bayonetta, Devil May Cry, any other game, and your actions.
Final Fantasy VII.
Even if you're weak, Final Fantasy Cloud's Buster Sword. Even if you're not actually all that strong, the sound effects and the feel of the combat feels like it actually has weight and it's doing something, and it matters when you make contact. Any attack in Biomutant, gun or not, doesn't feel like it does anything. It just feels like you're wandering Shadow of the Colossus if you just swing your sword and you just bounce off. It's just very it's unsatisfying. And it doesn't even have that. The other thing too is with the combat specifically, why would you use melee weapons? Melee weapons, honestly, kind of suck. Why? Just use guns. Because in most combat, going into even the dodge mechanic, the game has a dodge roll. It's not it's a great idea, not a good mechanic. The dodge roll, I notice whenever you dodge roll, there's always a slight delay when you do it. And there's also a stiffness and a delay when you come out of the dodge roll. So it's not even a smooth transition trying to dodge anything. So, and also maybe, I don't know if you had this, Gino. Do you feel like the dodge roll with fighting enemies, do you feel like it was like well designed that you could be like, okay, cool, I'm gonna do a couple attacks, shoot or whatever else, and then dodge roll out of the way? Did you feel like you could time your dodge roll to get out of the way of an attack, or did you like mash it to get away?
No, I rarely ever used it, to be honest with you. I tried using parry more often, but even that felt weird doing it.
Yeah, parry also doesn't feel great because for one, it doesn't really have a noticeable sound effect or a really great animation to show it. Like, you could parry, and if you parried and blocked it, it should have almost like, I'm comparing it to like Devil May Cry again, because it's game's so well designed. It should do it where it has like a really dramatic slowdown, or at least have a really powerful sound effect to show that something happened. Instead, it's just you parry it, and then the enemy just, if you attack afterwards, they're just dizzy. If you fight big enemies, because they're so tall to your small character, you don't really quite see the symbols above their head that they're gonna like attack you. So the telegraphs aren't even well put together based on your camera movement. So that's unsatisfying itself. So parry not very strong because it's not very well telegraphed that you're actually parrying and like blocking, and dodging is too stiff and not very fluid. Because I would have to mash the button to hope that out of any attack, I can then dodge roll to move. And even then, the dodge roll has that stiffness coming out of it for a second. So if an enemy does a second attack, well, better keep mashing the dodge roll button.
Yeah.
It doesn't flow well.
Yeah. One of the things that I kept hearing when I heard people talk about the game is, the combat didn't feel well, but it didn't, like, it started to feel better in the later game, like once you start to get powers and once you can start upgrading your weapons and stuff like that. But it was still just it's definitely about the later game combat and what they want you to do in that, but you don't even get that until like the end of the game. And so it's just like there's not much to go back for in that then.
So the other thing, like I'm like several hours, I think I'm maybe like 4 or 5 hours into it. So maybe everything does get better. I have a few like psychic powers, and like I have a few upgraded weapons that are like pretty strong. But even then, I've never upgraded my gun yet, but I have like a really powerful like weapon, and I fight enemies, and the weapon melee weapons don't work. Like, they work, but why would you use them? Use the guns. The guns are faster, they're better, but the guns have their own problem, as Gino mentioned before, the lack of manual lock-on. This is a problem because, like Gino mentioned before, Ghost of Tsushima, other games, it can kind of lock you onto an enemy you're fighting. I had that sometimes, but I would have it where I'm fighting an enemy literally right in front of me, and somehow my character, when I go to like fire my gun or swing my melee, he swings at an enemy next to him or swings behind him because there's other enemies around me that aren't as close to this one, but he's not even locking onto the enemy directly in front of me that I'm pushing towards to hit. So the combat, I feel, would be so much better if you could just manually lock on. I fought a big, I don't know what the fuck it's called, like a big enemy that
a troll.
No, not tall enemy, like a very like big, like beast looking enemy. And I shoot it, and my gun's pretty weak, but I'm safe and I'm far away. Cool. The manual lock-on also affects the guns because, man, fighting these flying helicopter enemies, like, literally, why can't I lock on? I get the gun's already inaccurate because it's a gun you're shooting at, but why can't I lock on and then make my gun inaccurate? Like, let me at least lock on so I'm only shooting at that one enemy. Instead, I have to manually move the analog stick to literally, like, follow the pattern of the enemy and just keep shooting him to hope that my bullets either hit him or I'm at least hovering over him for the game to pseudo lock on, but not really.
Yeah. But the bullets don't feel naturally inaccurate. It just feels like your character's shooting wherever they sort of want in the general direction that you're looking.
No, see,
it's kind of weird. Yeah.
I never had that. I never had shooting in any direction. He always shot where I made my cameras kind of center, like where I made my first bullet. Yeah, but any shot after that, it would always follow the reticle. But the reticle would be like the kind of X, like cross, and he would shoot like kind of around it and then sometimes straight at it to hit an enemy, which again, I don't know why you can't manually lock onto an enemy and then just make the gun inaccurate. I don't know why you wouldn't do it that way. But going back to that big enemy, I then switched to my melee weapon. and this is the part where I was like, I'm fucking done. I can't lock onto the enemy, the one enemy I'm fighting, so I hit square to swing my melee weapon, but if I don't hit him in the head or his tail, I did no damage. Like, sometimes if I hit him some parts in the main body randomly, it would do some damage, but it seemed like consistently his tail or his head did damage consistently. But since you can't lock on, when he moves around to attack you, you have to move with him, but when you swing, your character swings at the enemy, which again is like, okay, my melee weapon's not doing any damage, so why design it to mix melee and gun combat when the melee weapons, at least for being like 4 or 5 hours in, suck? Like, they're not accurate, they're not very strong, and even when I'm fighting certain enemies, like, there's no aerial combat. The flying enemies, oh, my gun's weak. Okay, I'll do some aerial combat. You have a jumping slash attack that brings you in the air, then drops you right back down. And any attack you do in the air, you jump in the air to attack, guess what happens? You slam back down. So you have to use gun combat to fight aerial enemies, but as we mentioned, the lock-on and the inaccuracy of the gun, just...
Very frustrating, yeah. Very frustrating combat.
Yeah.
Like, sorry for rattling on, but like, Biomutant would feel so... I feel like it would still be kind of jank, but for fuck's sake, just put a fucking lock-on in the game. That would fix literally like 60% of my problems.
The omission of a lock-on in a game like this is one of the weirdest decisions. It felt weird as a decision in Ghost of Tsushima, but it feels like they knew what they were doing.
Yes.
Here, it feels like they didn't, pretty much. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I like I said, I didn't pay attention to the story. Justin, I forget his name, Justin on Twitter, who does a lot of game stuff, he did tweet at me that there is going to be like a big patch coming for Biomutant that's going to like add a lot of additions, and I kind of skimmed through it, so I didn't see all the additions, so maybe it fixes some of these. One big thing is that you can actually diminish the amount the narrator talks, that I know Gino and Kyle said that doesn't work for you guys, so that's a good thing. It does reduce the amount of blathering the NPCs do before the narrator translates, so that's good. Check out the patch notes. If you do play the game, read the patch notes and see if it makes the game better or adds stuff or does whatever. But honestly, unless this game goes on like at least a 50% sale, I literally can't recommend you play it. Like, go back and play like Bayonetta, Devil May Cry in my book that I like, or shit, fuck Biomutant, play Scarlet Nexus, play the fucking demo for that game, play the demo of Scarlet Nexus, and then watch combat of Biomutant. You're gonna be like, wow, what the fuck is Biomutant doing over there?
Yeah.
So yeah, sorry, Biomutant. I want to like the game, and there are people that like Justin does enjoy it, and people do like it, but the combat just maybe my expectations are too high. I don't know.
It's a bust.
Sorry, Biomutant. You've been busted, you myth.
Well, I don't know about Ignacio and Kyle. Have you guys been playing anything else?
I played stuff.
No.
I played stuff here and there. I haven't had much time. I've been mainly playing Mass Effect, and I pretty much have said all that I need to say about Mass Effect. I do think so, though, that I am very close to the end. Maybe a couple of hours.
Nice.
Not less than that. I think that now, finally, I'm getting grabbed by the game. Like this story. Cool. I think that the story finally getting interesting. I can see now the universe that is unraveling in front of me with the game, and I'm getting more used to the combat of it because it is very particular. It is a bit hard to go back to, because it does feel kind of like an old third person action gameplay. Like right now, I think that has been perfected way further than how it was before then. So it takes a bit to get used to the combat, but I think that I'm getting quite used to it.
Nice.
So much more than that, I don't know. I luckily gonna finish it before the two games that come out this week that I'm really looking forward to play. And after that, maybe if there is like another month or so that there no games come out, maybe I'll jump into Mass Effect 2 then.
Nice. So do you eventually want to play through like all, like, do you think you'll get through all 3 games by like maybe the end of the year then?
I don't know if by the end of the year it would depend on what games come out.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool.
Well, I'm excited. I haven't played much of anything. I'm excited for Ratchet. I wanna get into that.
Yeah.
Although I did not play the 2016 one, I feel like I should play that one.
I don't think it's
before.
necessary.
I had a friend. I don't know if this is true or not. I had a friend tell me that if you want to be up to date in Rift Apart, you have to play the Crack in Time like into the Nexus games because those are the games that lead into this one.
Supposedly a sequel to that one.
Yeah,
So
and
you
I
don't need to
haven't-
play the 2016
Yeah.
one to understand story and stuff. But it's just
Okay.
a real good, fun
Yeah.
game. I
Exactly.
recommend it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm interested in for, because also obviously it's our next PlayStation 5 exclusive.
And only
I
for
do wanna-
PS5.
And,
Exactly.
Only for PS5.
and the DLC for Final Fantasy.
Nah, man.
Yes, and I'm super excited. I don't know why I forgot to. I'm very excited for that as well. It's just a lot of
Thank
stuff
you.
coming soon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thursday is
and-
Final Fantasy, on Friday is Ratchet & Clank.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I already have the original PS4 game, so I just have to buy the Yuffie DLC, correct?
No,
all
well,
I
have.
don't
No,
know how
do you
it
own
works.
it physically or
I-
digitally, Gino?
I own it digitally.
No,
So-
either way, you would still.
You'll get it for
Beautifully.
free, I believe, because when I go in the PSN store, it tells me that FF7 integrate and all that. It just says it's unavailable. It won't let me do
Yeah,
anything
so-
with it.
So Integrate is technically the next gen version of Final Fantasy. So according to the store, if you own the game either digitally or physically, you'll get Integrate, the
Yeah.
next gen version. After that, you would have to buy what's called the Intermission, if I'm not mistaken, which
Which is the
Yuffie's.
Yuffie. Okay.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
find it a bit confusing because I think that they are also selling Integrate apart that it comes with that I don't know if it comes with Yuffie or not. That's what
Okay.
I find a bit confusing.
I see. Sounds good. Anything to add, Kyle?
No, I'm super stoked for Ratchet and Clank. Looking forward to that one. I wanted to try out Stonefly. This is
Yeah.
the game that Belinda Garcia helped to work on. I don't know if I'm gonna get to it this week or not. I mean, I have a few days, so maybe. But yeah, that's it. I'm so excited for things to come.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, in the coming weeks, we'll definitely have a lot more to talk about what we've been playing.
Yeah.
Nice.
So take us
Indeed.
into housekeeping.
All right. Well, we will be right back. We're gonna do some housekeeping. We're gonna do our little housekeeping video, and then we will be right back. We put a lot of hard work into the shows that we make, and yes, we make multiple different shows here at the Whatnauts, and we'd love it if you would check them all out. You can find out more information on our websites at thewhatnauts.com, as well as your favorite podcasting platform of choice. When you type in the Whatnauts, all of our shows will pop up right there. Just don't forget to give us a nice rating and review if you like the shows. If you want to support what we do here at The Whatnauts, patreon.com/thewhatnauts is the best place to do that. You can support us for as little as $1 a month. You can get all kinds of exclusive content at our $3 tier, and you can get a shout out and thank you on all of our shows at the $5 tier. You can support us on Twitch by subscribing to our channel at twitch.tv/thewhatnauts, and we would love to have you all join us for our live streams and talk with us in the chat. And lastly, we have merch. If you want to grab yourself a shirt or a sweatshirt or a mug or something else, head over to thewhatnauts.com/store to pick up some merch today. And we are back. Thank you so much to our Patreon supporters at the $5 tier and above. So thank you, Sam. We appreciate you and we love you a lot. It means a lot that you've been supporting us for so long.
Yes, Sam.
And things to check out. Alan,
Keep kicking
you
ass.
are about
it
to
rings it.
join us on the review show tomorrow.
That I am. I will be there, I've heard.
Indeed. And what will we be talking about on the review show this week?
We're going to be watching the very beloved, very short Way of the Household Husband. Way of the Household Husband?
Way of the House Husband.
Way of the House Husband.
Yeah.
Do you want me to just say a simple thing about it or just leave the mystery?
Sure.
So just very simply, it's an ex-Yakuza man who leaves the Yakuza and then starts a life outside the Yakuza, just a normal life as a stay-at-home dad or husband.
Yeah, husband. Ignacio, if you haven't seen this one, I would recommend it to you, especially since you're a big Yakuza fan. This guy reminds me so much of
Kiryu. Ignacio would definitely like this. He would like this show so much.
Yeah, it has big Yakuza energy for sure.
And obviously he'll watch it in English as he's supposed to.
Supposed to. Are you saying?
And we've also we mentioned a few times that we did our E3 and Summer Games Fest predictions. We recorded that right before we started recording this one. And we invited Melissa, who is a host on some of our other podcasts, to join us and be our human magic 8-ball. She is not very knowledgeable in video games, so we would shake her up and be like, Melissa, are we getting Breath of the Wild 2 teaser? Yeah. And she'd be like, no, we're not.
And I would recommend you watch that because I'll give you this. 2022.
A surprising
surprising
release dates for games.
Yeah.
Surprising release dates.
So check that out and see what comes out next year.
It was good indeed. But with that, let us get on to the news of the week. That didn't happen. Okay, let's rewind that.
All right.
Let us get on to the news of the week.
We got 2 articles here with several things as bullet points, my friends. Not 2 articles, but 2 stories or whatever. I got 2 things here that I want to talk to you guys about. Number 1, Herman Hulst, the head of PlayStation Studios, had a Q&A.
Finally, we're talking about Herman Hulst, right?
Exactly.
Something needs to be done about Herman Hulst. I'll tell you what.
he had a Q&A with the PlayStation blog. And let me tell you guys, this felt like Herman Hulst was talking to, like, in the mirror, pretty much. Like, why does PlayStation do this? Where they did it with Returnal, where it was like, let's show you guys our first previews of Returnal. Like, what do you mean? Aren't you doing it?
10 out of 10 on the PlayStation blog.
Man, like, aren't you doing it?
It's your own game.
Exactly. So Herman Hulst had a talk with PlayStation about PlayStation. The head of PlayStation Studios had a talk with PlayStation about PlayStation. So
nice.
Inception. So let's get it. And there's several things here that he spoke about that I want to bring up to you guys. A lot of things we don't need to go into heavily because sort of stuff we knew, and some stuff was just confirmed, which was previously rumored. So let me go to this first one here. God of War has been pushed back to 2022, unsurprisingly. So when we talked about God of War a while ago, I had said that they originally put a 2021 release date. Ignacio doubted.
Yeah.
He was like, that's not what happened. They didn't say 2021.
I forgot that they put it.
And then once again, you looked.
He did press X to doubt.
Yeah, you looked at the trailer, and then you were like, wow, you're right. They did say 2021.
See, I can't say when I'm wrong. Okay?
Yeah, you can. You can. Like you did in the E3 episode as well.
Yeah.
So we all
forbid I have anything wrong.
We all had a discussion that God of War most likely not going to come 2021. Alan, why would they say 2021? Why would they do this? What do you think?
I honestly, I don't even know why. I think just because maybe it's the thing that they expected to be able to work really hard to get it out, because they're not making the God of War from scratch. They already have a lot of the assets and a lot of the work done in the first God of War. So maybe they thought they were going to be able to get it done in 2021. And like most cases, they just need to push it back to fix either gameplay stuff or maybe work on the story some more, or maybe they encountered some issues we don't know about in designing the game. But
yeah,
I didn't believe the 2021 release date from the beginning, so I'm kind of glad it got pushed back. I would not want to see this game this year because I feel like that would just be kind of bad. It would look really bad for the game they gave us before in the 2018 one, and then just not taking their time here would be kind of a spit in the face.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty instantly when they showed the trailer and it said 2021. I think in general, the general public said that's not true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, wasn't that first one? Didn't it have like a it came together at the last minute thing where it's like most of that work happened within the last like 18 months.
Are you talking about the first God of War?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
when the Raising Kratos documentary. Yeah, I think they spoke about that where it all just comes together in that last stretch.
Yeah.
So maybe they're not in that last stretch yet. Is what's happening.
Or maybe they didn't want to put themselves through that crunch again.
That could be.
That's one of the things that Herman said, that COVID hit them in such a way that they had to choose whether they could put in the work to make it work with COVID restrictions, because a game like God of War needs a lot of mocap, VO, and in-location stuff, which means a lot of travel. And Herman said that they could have done that, but it would have meant more work for the people. So they had to make the choice between giving people more work or delaying the game.
Yeah.
So that's what ended up happening.
Yeah, exactly. So with release, speaking of release dates, we saw the Horizon State of Play, and we all expected for them to have a release date there. But after that State of Play in the PlayStation blog, they mentioned stuff like the game is still on track for holiday season 2021. They think it is. Yeah.
Track.
And that was a PlayStation blog after the State of Play, and then now in this Q&A as well, Herman Hulst said the same thing. He doesn't think they're ready to reveal a date yet, but he believes that they are still on track for this holiday season. So I don't know. I'm not confident, but I'm hopeful that it would come out this because if we don't have Horizon this holiday season, what do we have?
Deathloop,
right?
A new Nintendo Switch.
First party PlayStation.
No, yeah, I don't.
Not us as gamers.
I don't.
We gamers, we have.
I don't think we have anything from Sony for this holiday season yet, because we haven't had their kind of E3 like State of Play yet. I could see Horizon being delayed a little bit to come out closer to that like February window that the first one came out on.
February sounds good.
Yeah, I could see that. If they don't make it, because it's like, oh, you make it this holiday, cool. If you don't, hey, it came out the same time the first one did. It came out the beginning of the year.
Or conspiracy theory, they're waiting for Nintendo to say when Breath of the Wild will come out.
Yeah,
that's a good theory, actually.
That too.
That's a genuinely good theory, because like as a civilian, not as a developer or anything, I am like, you guys should wait to see where Breath of the Wild's at. And they could very well be thinking the same exact thing. These people are human too, so they're probably like, yeah, let's wait, because that game ate us up. So even though we did incredibly, that game still ate us up.
They're like, we don't want to play our game. We want to play Nintendo's game.
Yeah. I don't think Sony necessarily needs a big first party exclusive for the holiday season, because they have Deathloop, which will be exclusive. Ghostwire Tokyo might come out this year too. Kina might come out this year too. Some of the more Final Fantasy games might come out this year.
What do you mean Kina might come out this year?
Might come out this year.
Yeah, Kina's coming out this year.
There's a full release date already.
Yeah, Kina's coming out. It already got delayed.
They don't have a release date.
Yes. Oh my God, Ignacio, you're kidding me.
Gino, do it again. Gino, do it again.
Look at the Future Games Showcase, dude. They already announced the release date for Kina. Man. Come on, guy. It's August. It's in August or September. It's one of those. I think it's August.
You don't even know. You're making it up.
No, it's August. I'm pretty sure it's August. Anyway.
August 24th. August 24th, 2021.
Kina.
How did I miss this?
Gosh,
he did
it again.
Don't look for the release dates unless it's freaking Kakarot DLC,
That one doesn't have a release date.
Well, are you sure, Ignacio?
All right.
Pretty sure. Trust me.
Wait, which one? What are you saying?
The Kakarot DLC doesn't have a release date.
Oh, no. God of War Ragnarok. God of War Ragnarok, as it has been officially named, I think, from the PlayStation thing that they had. What was it? The financial?
No, the trailer said Ragnarok.
Yeah, but that's
Ragnarok is coming, and there was
it said Ragnarok is coming. Yeah, it didn't say
there
God
was
of
an
War.
investor thing where they used a logo that included Ragnarok, but they said that it was a mistake.
Oh.
Yeah, that was just taken from like a Google picture or whatever or something. So yeah, anyway, God of War Ragnarok in quotations and GT7, Gran Turismo 7 are both cross-gen games, is what Herman Hulst mentioned in this Q&A as well. Kyle, how do you feel about these games being cross-gen? What do you think?
I don't know. I think I'm lucky enough to have a PlayStation 5, so it doesn't really bother me because I'll just play it on PlayStation 5.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think we're in a weird scenario where PlayStation 5s are hard to get. Not many people have them yet. Like I hear arguments on both sides, and I feel like they're both valid, right? Of like, well, if you put these exclusives on the PlayStation 5, that will be a reason for people to, I guess, look harder to find them. I don't know, or something like that.
You
But
gotta
you also
want it
don't
more.
want to, right? Yeah, you don't want to abandon the PS4 user base, all of that stuff. I mean, in the past, like that's also not really how it's worked. When they got a new console or something, they moved on to that console. So it's strange, but it makes sense. But I'm fine with it. But I don't know if it's really the best thing. But I don't know. It just yeah.
Well,
I don't know if it's, they're being consumer friendly or there really is no there's no supply, so they want to sell. Obviously, from a business standpoint, they want to make as much money as they can, and they know with PlayStation 4 they will make money.
If I'm not mistaken, they did say that Horizon was built from the ground up as a PlayStation 4 game, and it'll just be that it's being upgraded to a PlayStation 5 thing. So it's not like it was made as a PlayStation 5 and then is being downgraded.
Yeah, so that wouldn't have been.
Yeah,
that decision wouldn't have come after the PS5 came out. It would have been before. So it wouldn't have had to do with the supply restrictions. But the one disappointing one here is Gran Turismo, because that one was promised as a PlayStation 5 game. So now they are backtracking and say that it will also come out on the PS4. We'll see what that means, though. Does it mean that well, I mean, it's still the problem that I have with the games also coming PS4 and PS5 is that I still feel that means developers will not be able to take full advantage of the new console. Could they downgrade a game in some instances? Yes, but there are instances that they cannot, so they have to make decisions of not doing certain things because of those restrictions. Right. I don't know if that's gonna be the case for Gran Turismo 7, but we shall see. Horizon, we knew that it. Did we know? No. Did we know that it was?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, they told us before that it was gonna be for both. They told us before.
Yeah,
so that one is more disappointing to me because that's.
I mean,
Horizon would have been one of those big first-party exclusive games that I feel that would have taken full advantage of the PS5, but we knew that. And also, like Kyle, you said, this is unusual because it has always been that PlayStation first-party go on to work exclusively for the new platform.
Yeah.
So I'm not liking this trend.
See, my only two things to add to that at the end is like, I agree that if the PS5 was in bigger stock, they probably would have just moved on. But I also believe that they don't want to necessarily move on quite yet because the PS4 did sell so well that
I feel that has always been the
but like when
case.
you compare the PS4 to the PS3, the PS4 was more inviting for developers. People loved it. Like PS4 was like Sony's comeback from like that not like solid PS3
era. The PS3
era.
also sold a lot. The PS2 sold ginormous numbers. The
It
PS1
did,
also
but Sony definitely didn't do as well that PS3 generation, and then they really brought it hard for PS4. So I think it's a combination of both. They don't want to totally alienate the PS4 user base, but I also believe that Sony also wants to sell these games, so they're going to put it on PS4. Last thing, seeing that Horizon gameplay, I don't know how in the world the PS4 is going to even run that game. Honestly, I don't know how that console is going to run that game unless it literally takes off.
It's going to be super loud.
So
it's going to be loud as heck. Yeah.
I can't wait to get free flyer miles though.
The thing that I did, so I totally agree with the sentiment that these games being cross-gen cannot use the full capability of the console, because this console is it's different. It's it's built different, so there's a lot of things that you can do with the PS5 that the PlayStation 4 can't do, and we're gonna see that with Ratchet. So that's exciting to see, and I would have loved to see it for these major tentpole games, Horizon and the next God of War. God of War was already incredible on PS4. Can you imagine what it would be with just the power of PS5? That'd be incredible. But that's not to say, when you look back on PS4, Uncharted, not Uncharted, the first Last of Us came to PS3 at the end of the generation, was remastered for PS4, an incredible game. And then at the end of the generation, you have The Last of Us Part 2. Those are, like, that one's miles better than the first one.
Yeah.
And it's incredible how that changes in that same generation. So the fact that we're still in the beginning of this PS5 generation, I feel like these games will still work well with the previous gen, the PS4. But once we're getting, I don't know how much longer they're going to be able to do that. I don't know how long it's going to last where they'll release, an exclusive PlayStation game for the PS4, because then that's genuinely going to hold it back.
Oh yeah.
Because these games are only going to get better. They're going to continue. The games that we're going to see at the end of the PS5 generation are going to be so different from what we're seeing now. And we don't think that, but because we've always thought, the freaking Lara Croft with the triangle boobs, this is the best it's going to look. This is so realistic, and then now we're here. So it's just going to get way better.
The boobs are
Gino,
even better now.
Gino, do you think in 2022 we're going to see that shift where it is PS5?
And I don't think in 2022. I think more, because they're not going to let the PS4 die for, now I'm going to say 2 more years.
Do you think so then my addendum to that is, do you think, like, even if the stock of PS5 is the shortage and everything else, 2022 end of this year, the shortage is like somehow recovered and PS5s are then they're everywhere, like going into 2022. Then do you think by like the end of 22 or even the beginning of 23, that's when you then see the shift because the stock meets the demand?
I think around the beginning of 2023, because we also have to think about the games that are currently in development. Most of the games that are coming out that are currently in development, I assume not all of them are cross-gen, but a good majority of them probably are.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have those special games like Returnal and Ratchet.
I mean, one strategy to think about is having PlayStation partner with third parties to start to, like, hey, once we get past God of War and Horizon, what if we rely on like bigger third party games to be the ones that are on both PS4 and PlayStation 5, and that gives our studios a chance to make something for
And there's still stuff there's stuff that we're seeing with that already. I think the Yuffie DLC is not on PS4, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't think we're gonna see Final Fantasy 16 on PS4. If they keep going with that, I don't think we're gonna see Forspoken on PS4. So I think some of these, because those are Final Fantasy 16. If it is sooner, we might see it on PS4. But Forspoken being a new IP, could be just let's start this IP on PlayStation 5
instead of making them develop a PS4 and a PS5 version.
Yeah, so it just depends on the developer as well, but there will be a definite cut where they're just not gonna start.
Isn't it interesting though when you think about it? Because Ratchet and Clank 2016 was on PS4, but then they're making the I guess the next Ratchet and Clank game, as people originally thought the sequel. They're making Rift Apart for only PS5. Returnal only PS5, new IP to support that theory for Forspoken. Then God of War 2018 on PS4. What if they come out and say God of War Ragnarok on PS4 as well, but then also Demon Souls on the PS3, PSX, some returning franchises and something like there's no consistency or pattern to be like, will this have a PS4 version? So like Ratchet specifically not getting a PS4 version of Rift Apart, but Horizon is like, why not give it to Ratchet and Horizon, but give it to one and not the other? Right?
I think it's the popularity of the game, because Horizon sold way more than Ratchet did. So there's more fans that people that they can't get away from there.
Yeah.
And so did God of War. So even though Ratchet is, this legacy franchise that's been around, it doesn't have as many people that'll buy it as they will with Horizon.
Yeah.
So that's probably a reason that could be like that.
Also, I do not think that Ratchet and Clank or Rift Apart as it exists now would exist if it had to come to the PS4. It would be a very different game.
Right, yeah.
100%. Okay, so let me see. Let's go through these last 3 points that I have here. We got confirmation that Sony Bend is working on an entirely new IP. Bend also posted that on their Twitter. So we previously saw this as, what was it, Jason Schreier's Bloomberg post that they said that Bend started working on new IP. Now it's officially confirmed by Herman Hulst and Bend. So that's good for them. I'm excited to see what they're doing. So hopefully it does way better than Days Gone.
Yeah.
So we have that. Then we also got Team Asobi is becoming its own full-fledged studio with the restructuring of Japan studio and the Team Asobi. Holst says that we are building Team Asobi in Tokyo, a world-class studio that is developing a franchise for all ages with global appeal. Such a creative team. And alongside Asobi, we will continue to maintain and build partnerships through our external development team. So I'm really excited about the future of PlayStation games from Japan and Asia, and I'm grateful for the interest and passionate support for our Japanese teams. So it is no longer Japan Studio, it is now Team Asobi, pretty much. What do you think, Ignacio? You seem a little disappointed there.
Yeah, I wonder what happens to Japan studios with this. Does Team Asobi grow to absorb all of Japan Studio, or does it separate from Japan Studio?
Yeah,
I don't know. Here Herman Hulst said that they are going to focus more on a global appeal. I do like Sony having something like Japan Studio that can be something different, something not with a global appeal, but something is a very specific appeal. So if Team Japan does go away, as it kind of seems like it is a bit sad that they're going to lose a bit of the diversity.
No, they are going away. He didn't mention it. So they're gone, dude. No, he didn't mention. He didn't mention because the question was about the Japan studios and stuff like that part of the.
Yeah,
of the
I
world.
mean, I read the story and it was never clear to me what it meant to Japan for Japan Studio.
Yeah, so that's why I guess that's why they have officially announced Team Asobi as its own development studio.
They announced Team Asobi as its own thing, but I do not know if that means it is a separate studio or if it is now Japan Studio is Team Asobi.
I don't know. We'll see. Because they have that Japan studio hasn't been mentioned since that story.
Yeah. So
maybe we'll see what happens later on. And then of course last thing related to that, Herman Hulst got asked if we will see more of Astrobot, and he said, "I hope not, because I love that guy." So we will definitely see more of Astrobot.
You mean I hope so? because I hope not.
I hope so.
Oh God, I hope not.
I hope not. I love that guy too much.
Damn, Herman really hated.
I hope so. Yes, you're right. So just a bunch of stuff there for PlayStation from Herman Hulst himself that spoke to PlayStation about PlayStation. So for all of us,
Astrobot.
More Astrobot.
I'm all for that.
New IP. He also mentioned something about they have 25 IPs that they're working on. Some new and some old. So a lot of stuff to look forward to. Hopefully we'll know more next weekend. Or this weekend by the time you hear this. Let's move on, my friends. Number 2. There's a big 2K Studios leak from swine_flu_Greg on Reddit. So Swine Flu Greg on Reddit posted a big 2K Studios leak, and Venture Beat Jeff Grubby Hands sums it up here for us. So let me go through here. 3 big things that came out of that leak. Number 1, a Borderlands spin-off titled Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which Gearbox boss Randy Pitchford pretty much confirmed is a spin-off adopting the same gameplay as Borderlands. We don't know when this is coming out, but this is something that was confirmed. Borderlands. Who likes Borderlands here? No? Kyle?
Can't say I'm a big fan. This one is just, it's a little bit baffling to me. I don't know. Like, why make a spin-off with the exact same gameplay?
Yeah,
Wouldn't you want to change it up a bit?
Was kind of like a spin-off, and it had the same gameplay.
Which one?
The pre-sequel.
Oh yeah, the pre-sequel. Yeah, so I guess
that still is like it's a, as the name says, it's a pre-sequel. Like it's a prequel essentially. But like, what's the one from the studio that did all the, like, you pick the
Tales from the Borderlands?
Yeah,
that one. Like, that has a different style of gameplay. Here's a different character. What if they made it more of, I'm just saying stupid stuff here, but what if they made it more like a WarioWare style game, but with the Borderlands characters? Like,
yeah,
I feel like they have the opportunity to expand, and because they're not, like, why isn't this just Borderlands 4 or whatever the next one is?
Yeah, it's strange.
It doesn't make sense.
But yeah, it could probably be exactly what Ignacio said, something like the pre-sequel, where it's not a direct sequel, but it's just like a side thing that they're doing.
Miles Morales, yeah.
So there we have it. That one, and a lot of people were excited for this next one. Fire Access is developing a turn-based strategy game with Marvel characters, best described as a Marvel XCOM kind of game. I know you're excited for that one.
Did you say Fire Access?
Fire Access, no?
Firaxis, I believe.
Firaxis.
No, it's Fire Access.
There's no E.
Yeah, there's no E.
Firaxis. All right.
Okay, there you go.
Anyways,
you're excited for this, Kyle. Yeah.
For this game, yeah. I like turn-based strategy games like Final Fantasy Tactics and stuff like that. I've tried to get into XCOM. XCOM is maybe a little bit too involved for my taste. I still really like it, but it was just like, okay, I love what they're doing here. It's just a little bit too much. But yeah, I would love that style of game, but with Marvel characters.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Yeah, that sounds.
Give me some like hit squad to go in there and fuck up some AIM scientists or something, you know?
Yeah, that sounds great. I assume we'll see that one at E3. So we'll see.
Actually, I could have sworn that someone mentioned this won't be at E3, but I could be mistaken on that.
Okay.
No, this is a leak. I think that you're thinking about another story that someone said that, I don't know if it was Gearbox or not, but someone says, oh, the games that the big hitters will not be here.
Oh, that's somebody else.
Which I think I have it here somewhere.
That was at the end there. Yeah. Let me say this last one. This one I'm excited for, actually. It's called Codename Volt right now. They have no name for it. And this one's a sci-fi game described as Cthulhu meets Saints Row. From Hangar
Cthulhu.
13. Cthulhu.
No, there's no H after the T though. It can't be Cthulhu.
Cthulhu. Tulhu.
Well, then what else would it be? Like that.
I've never known how to
it's
pronounce that.
Cthulhu.
Is that
it's-
even
it's-
how you write it?
It's pronounced
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu,
No.
but I believe that's CTH.
Yeah, I don't think
It's like that. I just corrected it.
Yeah.
See, Cthulhu meets Saints
it's
Row.
a strange name.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
So this one's from Hangar 13, who made Mafia 3, which was great. So this seems like it's going to be some sort of open world, sci-fi, alien kind of weird game. And that sounds pretty
Delta
freaking cool.
Gods, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I'm looking, that one
Cosmic
looks like
horror.
it. Yeah, that one looks like it's way further in development though. So not further, but way earlier.
Cool.
So I guess we'll see what that becomes. And that, my friends, is the news of the week.
That's it.
There you go. Good
Exactly.
stuff. Good stuff.
Take
We're
us
about
into
to
the
get a
next
lot
one.
more for E3.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, let's get on to new and notable here.
You guys ready? You guys ready for a big week? Big week this week.
Oh yeah.
So first
Oh,
up,
yeah.
Mhm.
Valorant is getting a mobile spin-off game.
You're making fun of the name, or you just messed that up?
Valorant?
Valorant.
Valorant? Oh. That was not intentional. That was by accident.
Crossplay reads good.
Crossplay read well. Well, hey, I saw Gino botch Cthulhu with that word, so I had to I wanted to join him.
Valorant.
Valorant. A new
Hey,
second.
you played that new game, Valorant?
Keep bringing them coming. A new visual pitch for No Man's Sky makes the game look
Damn,
closer to
doing
what?
it again.
What?
I'm just patch.
Can I not read? Do I need my glasses? A new visual patch for No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky makes
Yeah.
the game look closer to what was promised.
What? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Clearly,
Makes
I
the
can
game look
read.
better.
Oh, man.
It's not Crossplay
Great.
can read good. It's Alan from Crossplay can read good. Okay, hang on. Let me get in the Zen's mode. You ready, Ignacio? The Whatnauts, in big quotes for audio listeners, big ass quotes. The Whatnauts Crossplay Game of the Year 2020, air quotes again. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade releases on the PlayStation 5 on June 10th.
Heck yeah,
Also,
dude.
Hell yeah. Except it was
Like I mentioned
Spider-Man
before,
Miles Morales
integrate-
that happened to...
It was Spider-Man Miles
No,
Morales.
no. Gino corrected himself. It is
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
If
So
you
like I
like-
mentioned before, Intergrade is the next gen version. Also that same day, Intermission, I think it was called.
We get it.
DLC also comes out that day.
Yeah.
So make sure you get ready to play Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade Intermission Part 2 Kingdom Hearts Darkness.
There we go.
Now the bigger game, the game we're all excited for, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart releases on Friday, June 11th on PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
How very
I'm excited for that
How
one.
very exciting. Now we're on the decline of big mega blockbuster games. Game Builder Garage for the Switch comes out on June 11th. May you rest in peace.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be an interesting one though. I don't think it'll do very well, but yeah, it'll be an interesting one to see what they do with
It
it.
could because Ratchet and Clank is coming to the PS5 with its
Yeah.
limited install base, and
Yeah,
Game
the-
Garage is coming to the Switch with its huge install base.
Yeah, the Switch, the salty Switch people need something to play
There's
on their
just no
console.
hype though.
I've never even heard of this
There's
game.
just no hype for this.
This
we
game-
announced it when they
this-
announced it on.
This game
on the
won't be
thing,
big
but
this weekend, but once we have like those dips of people that want to like really dive into this game's gonna be bigger later on, not right now.
Yeah.
Now if everything I've listed before you doesn't get your hype levels going, maybe this will. Guilty Gear Strive for PlayStation 5, PS4, and PC also launch on June 11th. So fighting game community, rejoice.
Mhm.
Guilty Gear finally releases.
Yay.
So I'm not gonna get this, but I would get it if I was good at fighting games.
I've heard good things about the Guilty Gear games.
Oh
so.
yeah. And last on our list, King of Fighters 15 has been delayed to Q1 2022.
Oh,
There you go.
May you rest in peace. So,
Didn't know we had a king.
as usual, the new and noted is old and noted. Time to end it.
You're
There you
noted.
go.
It's old and noted.
Oh, God, we've been going for a long time.
I know.
Yeah.
Can't read. I'm sorry.
All right, let's get on to the lightning round.
Valorant.
Valorant indeed. So number one here we have signs. Get it? Point
Yeah, I
that
do.
the next season of
I don't.
Fortnite will be themed around aliens.
That's actually
Question
really
mark.
exciting.
Exclamation point. So I can speak about it a little bit. So there are three main clues right now that are pointing towards aliens. So first of all, there is this thing now in Fortnite where you can randomly get abducted by aliens. It's all
Hate when
a
that
beam from the
happens.
sky comes down and teleports you somewhere else in the map, somewhere else randomly. The next one
Happened to
is
me
that
yesterday.
now there is a place in the map where there used to be like a cornfield. Now, if you go there, it is a one of those crop things that aliens
Crop circles.
crop circle, yeah. And the last one
Ooh.
is basically so if you've seen any of the promotion for the next season that they put out, which isn't much, you'll see it will click to you if you know these things beforehand that it has to be aliens because it has like this motif of aliens like they put out a video on TikTok if I'm not mistaken that is kind of like the Fortnite thing, and on the background it looks kind of like the beam that a alien ship would beam down to pick up people, and also it has a tagline of "They are here." So pretty much it's basically
She
the
knows
Fortnite
just
I'm
got
getting
abducted.
abducted.
I was wondering what you were doing. I was like, what's Gino doing?
Oh, I was
Gino.
looking at it.
Gino, when you're in the corner and you get that reflection off your glasses, it looks really cool.
Evil anime
Damn
glasses.
it! I didn't see it. I
Yeah. That looks cool.
Next up here we have Dark Horse Comics forms a game division? Question mark. Kyle, you into this? Slash Gino.
So it specifically
Yes,
says,
Gino asked me.
Kyle, you like this? Gino?
Yeah. Do you?
I sure. I don't expect much from them, if anything. The comics
Great.
industry is great. I love it, but they are often held together by duct tape. So it might be something that they do similar to Marvel, where they like put out there like, hey, you guys can get this IP and you guys can get that IP and stuff like that, which
Cool.
would probably be the best thing to do. But I don't know.
What have they
We'll see.
done? What is Dark Horse? What should I know them from?
Hellboy?
Hellboy, yeah, is probably one of the big ones. Hold on.
Yeah, I think Hellboy. I don't know.
Just had to sneeze. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they've done stuff from Star Wars comics, which now Marvel owns, to some more independent stuff. But nothing that ultimately really sticks out except for like Hellboy.
Well,
Cool.
we'll see then.
We shall see indeed. Next one, number 3. Here we have that. It turns out Ubisoft says that Far Cry 6 is political.
We don't have to get into this very
Yeah.
heavily, but that game clearly is political. It doesn't mean that they're trying to say anything specifically, but that game's a political
Exactly.
game, so that's it. That's
Yeah,
all I,
I have it here because we
That's
talked
all I
about it
need
last
them
week.
to say, and I'm good. I'm like, all right, cool, that's fine.
Yeah.
We talked about it last week. They
Yeah, we
put out
did.
something out, and apparently it was a misquote that it wasn't political. But yeah, someone from Ubisoft from the game came out and said, no, the game is political. And
It is. It
Let's
is.
do a
It is.
different-
It's okay to make a political game without saying anything specific.
What's the over under on them saying this in the Ubisoft forward, where they like have one of the developers on and be like, no, our game is
No.
political.
No.
No?
I don't think they'll talk about it. I think they're over it.
Yeah.
They're tired of it.
Yeah.
Next up, AMD has announced that Fidelity FX Super Resolution, or FSR for short, is its super sampling technique that should boost performance and image quality in the supported games will launch on June 22nd. So basically, AMD announced its competition for NVIDIA's DDSL
Man.
or DLSS,
Yeah.
which basically makes games run better on worse
It goes right over my head.
Yeah, right.
Cool.
Sure, cool. It does things, and I appreciate it for it.
If they also announced that it will come to consoles, this technology, so it will also benefit games on console. Next up, we talked about Horizon, but Horizon Forbidden West will have a 60 frames per second for performance mode on PS5.
I don't know why they have to mention
Score.
this.
Yeah, right.
Like
huh?
it should. It should.
Yeah.
Right.
Next up, Nintendo announced the Nintendo Gallery, a museum to showcase its older products.
Yeah.
Can you
That's
guys-
going to be an interesting one. I would absolutely go to that and be like, what are these playing cards that you used to make and all of that stuff? Like, I would want
Do
to
you think that they'll have
check
a
out the
Love
history
Hotel section?
Nintendo. A Love Hotel section. Oh, man. The Nintendo Love Hotel.
Oh
If you didn't know, Nintendo used to own Love Hotel.
shit, for real?
Yeah.
Nice.
A new RPG from former Shin Megami Tensei devs is incoming. Any Shin Megami Tensei fans here?
I'm not,
Never
but I
played
had
it.
a streamer that's convincing me to I forget the one that's out right now, that remastered one. I might
Eternal
give it
Nocturne, I think.
yeah, I might give Nocturne a shot. So maybe in the
Okay.
future I'll become an SMT fan.
Oh.
Oh.
Cool.
Cal, you kind of brought it up before, but do not expect Deep Silver's big guns at E3 2021. I think that's the one that you were thinking of.
I don't think it was, because there's nothing really from Deep Silver that I'm really
Saints
interested
Row?
in. No.
That's
right.
the only one I can remember.
That's it.
That's the only one I can remember.
That's it.
It was like I knew what you were talking about when you mentioned it, but I'm pretty sure it was about the Marvel XCOM thing, but I could just be making it up. That Marvel XCOM won't be there, but we'll see.
That Island is also Deep Silver. And then the last one that we have here, the Balan Wonderland creator lives where? I wonder why.
I'm pretty sure it's Balan Wonderworld.
I always want to call it that when I think of it.
No, I copied it from
No.
somewhere.
I'm pretty
Anyways,
sure it's
here's Wonderwall.
Son of a...
Do you okay? Balan creator leaves Square? No, they got kicked out.
Yeah,
They're like, get out of here, get out of here. What is this that
Yeah, man.
what is this that you tricked us with, dude? We this looked so good before. This looked so good the first time you showed us, and then what? Now you got this game out. What the heck is this? Get out of here! Get out! Front door's right there. That's right.
Apparently, it's,
We have
touchy
freaking
subject
Final
for you.
Fantasy. We have Final Fantasy 16 coming out. We have freaking Forspoken.
Dragging-
You're gonna have this game under our name. Get out of here!
Gina has a problem with them
You know,
dragging the
I
name of
I
Square
went-
Enix down.
I went to a GameStop and we were talking games for a minute, and I said, "Hey, are you excited to buy that Balan game?" And they said no, and I was like, "So honestly, can you tell me how well is that game selling?" And she leans in and she goes, "That game's not selling at all."
Damn. Yeah.
They know it, dude.
Oh well. Well,
Uh,
there you go. That about wraps us up for all the news that's fit to print in your ear holes
also,
this
it's,
week.
it's sad because Balan has my name in its title.
Balin.
No, but you're trying to pronounce it Balan because you don't want to say Balan.
Yeah,
Alan.
Balin.
I'm just saying.
It's pronounced Balan.
It's got my name in there and it makes me sad.
Alan Wonderland.
Oh well. There we go. So we got E3 coming up this week, boys.
Heck yeah, dude.
How you feeling?
Very
Excited?
excited.
I mean,
Very
it
excited.
starts, doesn't it? It starts at the end of this week.
Yeah.
Sunday, yeah,
So-
Saturday, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
as you ask us every time, Kyle, what were we excited for this week? I think we can all collectively say E3.
Yeah.
E3, indeed.
So let's freaking go E3, dude.
No, Gino,
I'll also add.
say it. Say it with
Intermission.
more hype, man. Come on.
Let's freaking go E3, dude.
Let's frickin' go, dude.
I'll add that I'm
Heck
pretty
yeah,
excited for
man.
intermission.
Very dramatic lighting for this
Yeah.
now.
There you go. He's getting
Yeah.
abducted again. Abducted by E3.
I can't.
You look like you're being interrogated by someone.
Yeah. Where were you
It's
the night of the
very
murder?
dramatic lighting, yeah.
Yeah, I'm super stoked for Ratchet. I think that game is going to be hella fun. Yeah, like I think this is going to be another great example of a game that's just like, man, this is why you need a PlayStation 5. Like, holy shit, this is so cool
Yeah, dude.
stuff that they can do.
Yeah.
So
If
I'm
you
stoked.
don't have
I'm
one,
stoked.
what are you doing?
I mean,
Clearly, you don't want it enough.
I don't have a lot of stock in the story because that 2016 game story was like,
I mean, it's not a great story, but like none of them had like great stories per se. Like there
Yeah, I
was
think
some that
people are
had
just-
It's a
better
fun
ones.
story. It's about having fun.
But yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
think that's
fun.
what
Like
people
it's
play
just
for.
no, it's about
yeah.
the corruption of commerce. That's what's.
The corruption
Yeah,
of
but
commerce
yeah,
in the
Sure, if you
capitalist
want to get all
society.
Kotaku about it, but like it is about that. But like,
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you have
it's
Captain
fun, it's
what's his
nonsense.
name telling the story.
What we need to
you
do
have
is
guns that can
tell
turn
yeah.
bad guys into like chickens and sheep and stuff,
Insomniac-
and you just wreak havoc.
Insomniac. Is this game? Are you trying to say something with this? Like,
Yeah, is it
what do
political?
you like?
Yeah.
What are you
Someone
trying to
should get
say?
to the bottom of this.
What-
I-
What are they trying to say?
I need somebody to tell me if Ratchet Rift Apart's political or not.
Yeah.
It is.
It probably exists somewhere out there. I'm sure you can find it. Anyways, yeah, I think that about wraps us up. So, Gino, where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me over on Twitter at Gino_V_Terry. You'll find everything else there.
There you go, Alan Busby. Keep bringing it coming. Where can they find you?
You can find me gonna do double reference. You can find me over at Twitter at Alan Busby taking the freaking long road, dude. And who knows? I type too fast at Twitter. I sometimes send tweets that I misspell words because I type out of order
Sometimes.
when I type so fast.
Sometimes.
I can't talk. I can't type.
Can't read either.
Can't read either.
Can't really-
And Ignacio, where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter at Ignacio Rojas B.
I'm not gonna dance.
You know-
I'm not
No,
gonna
do
dance.
it.
Sorry.
Yeah,
That's
do
what I
it.
was looking for.
I was waiting for you, Junior. That's IGNACIOROJASB.
Yeah.
And you can find me at Kyle Springer on Twitter. If you guys want to stay up to date with all of the shows that we do here at the Whatnauts, we are on Twitter at the Whatnauts. So go like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a foe, sell your soul, do whatever you need to do. Get abducted by aliens to help spread the word. That would help
Or
us out.
Help
That's
spread the word. Help
something
spread the word by playing Biomutant.
That's something I forgot to say, that I'm also excited for the end of the season event that's going on this week. I think
Oh, cool.
There
Tuesday.
you go. Yeah.
There
So
you go.
by the time that you're listening to
You
this,
can't.
you probably know what's on the other
Yes.
side.
Ignacio,
Is it aliens?
we moved
Probably.
on. We moved on. You can't say what
No,
you're
we
excited about
didn't.
anymore. We moved on.
We are no longer excited about things.
We're not. We're in the
Keep
not what
bringing
you're
it coming,
excited about
Alan.
phase.
Just keep bringing it coming.
I will keep bringing it coming. Volerant. Volerant.
Go like, share, subscribe. You guys know how to do all of that stuff. But with that, I believe that wraps us all up. So we will see you all next week. Bye.
Cthulhu.
Bye.
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.